Sometimes when things break, you have to do a little reverse engineering to fix them. And the reason for that is new parts are not available. And so in this case, this latch broke on one side, which we'll point out in the highlight in the red. And on the right side in the blue, you can see the little grommet that's supposed to be there. And so what we'll do is find a good latch. We'll take some measurements with our caliper and reverse engineer this entire part so that we can take a proper model and redesign the model from the ground up. We'll be able to 3D print this. Here I'm using the CAD software package called SOLIDWORKS to model all of the details that are needed for this latch to work the way that you would expect it to. And so we're taking and making offsets on the top and the bottom. We're checking the thickness. We're making sure all of the dimensions match up because it's a cam latch. And if the distance between the two pins is not correct, it won't properly cam and lock. But we've done a good job of looking at the original part in the top right-hand corner and making the little modifications all the way down to the little finger grippies that are on each side and the top of the latch. And so as this gets finished up, we're going to render it. We're going to take it and export it over to a slicer software called Peruser Slicer. And that will allow us to set the type of printing that's needed. So in this case, I did 0.1 millimeter steps. So it steps in tiny amounts. And I wanted fine details so that all of the material bonded well together. And then you get this little magic moment. It snaps right out of the page. It doesn't really work like that. It works more like this, where the printer is finishing. You can see I've got 1 minute left there. And as it's finishing, it's just doing the final touch-ups on print. Then it moves over and you can see the final print part, which looks great. We're just gonna have to remove the supports. Once the supports are removed, this is the original latch and this is the printed latch. You can hardly tell that it's even a 3D printed part. It matches the case because it's a little rough and the latch works properly, and we have made a successful copy of this latch.